welcome back to my Pick a Card channel, the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm here with a Pick a Card reading for you. And today's topic is all about somebody on your mind. And this could be a no contact, maybe this is in contact, but how does this person truly feel about you? What are their honest, true feelings for you at this time? We do have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 here with the Temperance. Pile number 2 with the 9 of Pentacles. And pile number 3 with the Judgment card. And whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, because you can be drawn to multiple piles, there could be messages waiting for you. And of course, my timestamps are always listed below in the description box, of course. So welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. Welcome to anybody new on the channel this month. Be sure to drop your comments below for your chance to win a free reading. I want to congratulate this past month's winner, and I will be drawing a new name soon for this month as well. I may even draw multiple names, so be sure to check your notification bells if you do leave me comments so that I can notify you in the comment section and we can get the ball rolling. I will never send unsolicited DMs to anybody offering readings. So if that happens to you and it happens to have the Tarot Cottage attached to it, just know that that could be a scammer. So please protect yourself. But for today's topic, the person on your mind, in contact, out of contact, doesn't really matter. Whoever is in your mindset right this moment. Pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. How are they truly feeling about you? What are their honest, truest feelings for you at this time? I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the Temperance, and this is your reading. How does the person on your mind truly feel about you in this moment? Now, this Temperance, you can see the beautiful parasol that's over top of her head, and Temperance can speak about a length of time where we've been spending our time waiting, maybe just trying to keep balance perhaps. But the parasol over top is speaking about perhaps spending too long keeping my feelings hidden, trying to maybe deny them even to myself or to other people. So the feelings that they have for you could be very long standing and could kind of throw them off sometimes, like throw off their balance. Now, I'm going to be using the Pulp Tarot for you today, pile number 1. How does the person on your mind truly feel about you at this time? I almost get this image, like when I see her beautiful dress, it almost reminds me of like a debutante or somebody who is like someone from the South. It's like somebody who is having their ceremony where they sort of come of age. It's like a debutante ball. So that may resonate with someone. We have the Ace of Wands. The Knight of Swords. Ooh. Oh, the 3 of Swords, the 8 of Wands, the 5 of Swords, the Queen of Swords. Oops. We're also showing the 2 of Cups here. Relationships could be playing a role. This could just be this person's desire to be in a relationship with you. Here's the 4 of Pentacles. Back of the deck is the Hierophant. We also have the Knight of Cups. Now, this doesn't necessarily feel like a situation where you're in like no contact or where you're in a complete separation. Of course, that can relate to you or resonate with you. What is happening with this person's feelings, however, is that I almost feel like there's this sense of like needing to graduate from something and needing to move through something, needing more information, because right this moment they feel like they feel a really strong attraction to you right this moment. They feel this pressure, maybe a pressure to keep themselves safe, because it's kind of a mixed bag. I can't deny the 8 and the 3, or I'm sorry, the 5 and the 3 of Swords is the 8 of Swords, and then we have the 8 of Wands. They're very combative energies. One says go and one says stop. And I feel like that's where the balance is off for this person, because perhaps one side of their coin or one side of their higher self is telling them to take action, and the other side is saying, well, not yet, now's not the time. Maybe because they don't have enough information about you or about your relationship cycles. Maybe they don't know if you have feelings for them at all. So the attraction that they feel, it's like they don't know if they feel support in that attraction. And here with the Hierophant, this could represent like an institution that the two of you are party to. This could just even be the doorway of ascension that leads us to a relationship that requires this Knight of Cups to be more vulnerable, to be more open. But it's like here with the Knight of Swords, they're defending themselves against the truth of how they feel. And they're showing me here at the Ace of Wands this inspiration that's associated with you, and it looks like a pretzel stick. And anybody who's made pretzels, like homemade pretzels, know that you have to boil the dough before you bake it. And so there's this reference of like building up a skin or boiling myself over a little bit and developing this skin before I take action in some way. And in this case, I feel like they're developing this resistance or almost a defense shield against the attraction, because they're trying to deny it to themselves. Because if they don't deny it to themselves, they have to give in to the pressure. Maybe they have to communicate something. And if they communicate something, they have to take a risk. Maybe a risk of getting hurt. Maybe a risk of even slight disappointment, but it's a risk nonetheless. And the Five of Swords is like our ego coming in and saying, is there a risk involved? Because if there's a risk involved, I'm not doing it. It's going to hurt me. I don't want to do it. For some reason, they're resisting the urge, the desire to be with you. And maybe because of environments, perhaps. So take this as it resonates to your situation. I am reading for the collective today. They could have a concern for their home, a concern for a position of some kind. Or this could just be the vulnerability in how we all feel when we have feelings for someone and we know we should say something, or we've had them for a really long time and we feel it rising and the pressure building, but we're afraid to take that action. I just heard a reference though for someone watching that there's a competition for their focus, whether it's the competition's on your end or their end. This could mean other people or someone watching, so take that as it resonates. That is not an overarching theme. A lot of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini coming through here for this reading. A lot of Taurus as well. Five of Cups. I also feel like this person would have many examples of times when they had opportunity to say something and they wasted every single opportunity to say something. Maybe even like a reference to like a friendship that formed and wanting to progress, but they wasted this opportunity to take on a leadership role. Queen of Cups, because they don't know if you're motivated towards their heart or not. They don't know, and perhaps they think that your love is established elsewhere for someone watching too. So if there is mutual feeling here, Spirit says that they're not aware of that. They feel like perhaps your focus is elsewhere, but perhaps your focus is very much intently on this person too. Here's the Sun. Now, we can't deny this Two of Cups that came out with the Queen of Swords and sitting in a state of limbo. So this reference to relationships, again, relationships being a factor or relationships being a desire. Perhaps the Divine Feminine here, the Queen of Swords, being pulled in different directions, and it's really going to capitalize upon your strength to be able to push through these obstacles. But there's like, even though we have freedom of choice, we know nothing's practically holding us back. Even if we know that there's no actual prison bars keeping us out, the fear is enough. The vulnerability is enough. Here's the King of Pentacles. Can't deny there could be a work reference here for someone watching. Here's the Emperor, a lot of Aries energy, and there's the Tower. And the reason why they keep wasting time is that's what it feels like. They're wasting time with the attraction that they have. The reason why they're doing that is because once they take action, that's it. They can't take it back. Maybe there's a lot of like a domino effect of reality that could sting in their physical environment or your physical environment. Maybe it could make permanent changes in their work realm. And that's something that could even cause discomfort or dissatisfaction for them. And that's not something that they logically feel like is a path that they should take at this time. The Temperance never references forever, perhaps. So they could have intentions moving forward into the future. But in this moment, they have been feeling this way. They have been holding on to these feelings, and they think really, really highly of you for quite a while. And with this parasol, it's like they're trying to keep the light out. It's like they, as much as they maybe need information from the Divine Feminine to express the clarity of what she's experiencing, part of them isn't even ready for that. Part of them is not even ready for you to express yourself. Because maybe then that emotional issue will be wiped off the table, but maybe they still have practical concerns that stop them from progress or moving forward. I will say this though, this person utilizes the fantasy of this connection, the inspiration, the spark that they feel to fuel thoughts of change. And that's the first step in finding the solutions that are kind of getting in the way of progress in this connection. How do they truly feel about pile number 1, please? We have here earth pulsing. It says pulse of the mother, slow down in time and nature. Temperance can definitely reference a patience that's required here. They feel the pulse of the mother. And maybe motherhood is a factor. That could be a very specific message for someone watching. Motherhood being a feature or a factor here. Family being a factor here. And so the necessity to slow down so that I don't create conflict for myself or others, so that I don't create disappointment for myself or other people. We also have here, seed the light by staying grounded. And, you know, I'm hearing that song now, that old song from like the 50s or 60s that says, all I have to do is dream. Whenever I want you in my arms, whenever I want you with all of your charms, all I have to do is dream. Because in the dream realm, in the fantasy realm, this connection, this attraction that they have is safe. Safe underneath that umbrella. Back of the deck says, time to surrender to the sweetness. Venus, pleasure, joy, make love to life. And that's ultimately what they want to do. They want to surrender to the Venus, which I believe is the divine feminine. Surrender to the desire that they have. The issue is, can they move through their own idea of conflicts that are getting in the way of this connection? How do they truly feel, please, about pile number 1? I am obsessed with you. And it says here, I feel the same way. So if you would wish to be in a relationship with this person, they also wish the same thing. But there could also be kind of a mutual aspect to insecurity or a mutual aspect to attachment. Yeah, but we can't deny that they want you. They just feel like that would be a selfish action to perhaps interrupt your life or interrupt their life in this moment. Again, an aspect of like children perhaps being a factor for some watching today. You have so many choices and options. They may not feel like they do. You make me want to do bad things coming out. Already back of deck says, listen to your heart. I just want space. It's like, listen to your heart. I want clarity. That's the 6 of Swords. And even though they haven't perhaps lifted the umbrella off of their truth, the truth is that I feel like they're doing that, first of all, to try to keep the peace. But they're doing that here because as long as the truth isn't unveiled, they don't feel the pressure to act. But we have to look beyond that. Listen to our heart. It says, I am addicted to you. We have all the 15s coming out for you. And I just saw the 8 of Cups. I left because you told me to. So it's like some information, some direction from this Queen of Swords, some enlightenment from the Queen of Swords about maybe your willingness to move into a connection could really set the stage for more progress here. Do you even see me that way? How do you feel about me? I overthink, I worry about us a lot, but I have so much desire for you. Back of the deck says you wouldn't know it because perhaps I cloud that judgment, but I am in so much pain on the back of this deck. Let's ask Spirit what you can expect in the next chapter. What can pile 1 expect in their next steps from this person or actions from this person moving forward? It says here, have faith in your dreams. We also have here, take time to breathe out. Back of the deck also says nothing will come of this situation. It was coming reversed because the future is very fluid. But the truth is that if we've been waiting for this person to reveal their feelings to us, the future may hold some of the same. We may still be waiting for them to reveal our future. So having faith in our dreams is going to be important. Taking time to embrace this in-between of lack of clarity might also be important for you. And within that time frame, you may be given inspiration from your guides on actions you can take to create more clarity or to create growth in this connection moving forward. Otherwise, Spirit says if everything sort of maintains like this, if they continue to maintain this temperance of trying to keep a balance, trying to keep a peace, even if it's not a true version of clarity and peace, then we may not see a lot of progress in the future. And that would be a shame with such an intense connection that can be felt here. Pile number 1 in the bowl today, in the charm bowl, starting with the tiny tarot, advice from your guides and angels. Whoops, I missed the bowl. The World coming out kind of reversed, 10 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. So somebody who is who has intention. It's not that they don't want to see progress, it's that they don't think it's possible at this moment. And they could just be waiting for confidence. Maybe they're feeling depleted, feeling kind of helpless in this moment. Maybe they need to reconfigure an entire plan to be able to create more intention out of that intention. Right this moment, things are a little bit unfinished, but that doesn't mean that there's not potential for more. Their helplessness is going to play a huge role in the ability for things to proceed. If we think we can, we will. If we think we can't, we won't try. Oh, we've got the Star of Aquarius coming out. We also have here a religious charm. It is Saint Anthony with the baby Jesus, the patron saint of lost things. We have W, N, and Z. We also have the dragonfly, and the dragonfly is a symbol of transformation, of course, but about hunger for transformation and changing direction. So somebody who perhaps has to change a plan or change directions, change their approach. We do have intoxication with the grapes and going out and having fun. I do think of friendship. Somebody perhaps even of like a different culture coming through for someone watching too. We have divine masculine energy next to Aquarius. We do have the watermelon. I think of something very physical. I think of that Harry Styles song. And we also have, again, looking above, but looking at things from a different perspective to see the definitive truth, somebody who's being kind of emotionally pulled in different directions. The name Anthony could be significant for someone watching. All right, Pub 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. I'm praying for you, of course. Please drop your comments below for your chance to win the free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can notify you in the comment section if you are chosen the winner, of course. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and I do update that shop daily, so keep checking back. But I hope you come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage. I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 2, you were drawn to the 9 of Pentacles, and this is your reading. How does the person on your mind truly feel about you? So any connection, any person on your mind in this moment, what are their truest feelings? This 9 of Pentacles, as soon as I put it down, I was actually being shown scenes from the Jungle Book, and specifically the cartoon portion where the little girl goes down to the river and she's trying to collect water from the river, and that's when she encounters Mowgli. So there's this reference to perhaps nostalgia and memory coming through here, because the 9 of Pentacles is a position of arrival. So this is a position where, you know, by all intents and purposes, from the outside looking in, everything's secure. I feel good. I'm happy with what I have. I've grown. I've developed my career. I've developed my home. I've developed myself. But there's something here about lack of communication or lack of clarity between the two of you that still is something that they are referencing from the past. They're nostalgic about this connection, and they're highlighting no news coming in with this bird. So there may not be contact with this connection at this time as well, but take these messages as they resonate. Let's see what the rest of your cards are going to bring out. How do they truly feel, please? For pile number 2. We have the Fool. The 8 of Cups. This person may have walked away from the connection, or there could be some space between the two of you. They're not satisfied with their efforts. We have here the 8 of Swords. Because this person sort of feels like they've shot themselves in the foot when it comes to you in this connection. And it was a big lesson. They've learned a big lesson here. Here's the 6 of Swords. Here is the 5 of Swords. Back of the deck, they're poking out the 5 of Cups, and now we have the 7 of Swords. And this is really highlighting like a lot of regret, a lot of loss, a lot of strategy that was applied in the past, that perhaps they weren't alone in this strategy, but strategy that they applied in the past that did not work out for them at all. This particular tarot deck is a deck that's mixed with major arcana and minor arcana. So we do have even the Chariot energy here with the 7 of Swords, and a lot of like dishonesty. And I don't feel like it was intentionally to be dishonest, but I do feel like part of their strategy was trying to keep their cards close to their chest so that you wouldn't know what their next move would be. But I feel like that strategy did not work out for them because you walked away or they walked away because somebody didn't take a leap of faith. And this is the lesson that they've learned, because there's no clarity now between the two of you. And they do feel like the truth would have set them free from this moment, from this reference. And again, it's not that maybe they've ended up in a bad place. The Nine of Pentacles is indicating lots of abundance in their life, but maybe it's short one pentacle. Maybe their satisfaction, they feel like, is short one pentacle, and they feel like you could have been that missing link for that happiness. And there's that Five of Cups. In the very least, they miss their friend, but I don't feel like they wanted it to be friendship. And they've been carrying around the truth with them too. And they'd like to get it, like I just heard they'd like to dispose of it. Like, I want to get it off my chest. I want to take care of this. Here's the Four of Pentacles. The same lessons, like they would take a leap of faith now, but I do feel like the home gets in the way or their position gets in the way. So they like to go down to the water. That's why they keep referencing Jungle Book and going down to the water, because they keep referencing going back to reflection, going back to my reflection, asking it questions. Here's the Page of Pentacles. The Nine of Cups. I do feel like for a certain amount of time, they did try to distract themselves from their half of the scenario, because I don't think that they got to this position by themselves. It does feel like two players that both were strategic in holding back how they truly felt. So this could have been a strategy that you applied first, and it's like one person looking at you to put your cards down, and you're looking at them to put their cards down, and nobody did. For fear of like what it would do to us or what it would do to me, because this Five of Swords is like my ego telling me not to take that risk because it could hurt me. I do feel like this person, I feel like they're in a really abundant position in their life, but I feel like they almost had a huge crush on you. And I don't think that that has really changed, although you feel so far away. And yet even in the past, they were using that reference of like so close yet so far away. I was so close and yet so far away from what I actually wanted. And in this moment, they physically now feel so far away from what could have been. And it does feel like wishful thinking at this moment in time because of position. You know, perhaps not wanting to disrupt this position, but they can't help but have you as a distraction there. So even if the two of you are in no contact right now, even if it's been years for someone watching, appearances are deceiving. It doesn't mean that you haven't been a constant player in this person's experience, because they've thought about you, they've thought about the past. It influences perhaps the risks that they take now. And it's like they're blaming youth, the follies of youth and the innocence of youth, of thinking that they had more time, or thinking that they could take a passive approach and it would just all work out. It's like we all think that way when we're young. If you think about getting your license at 16, to people who are aware of the dangers of that when they're older, it can feel very daunting to get your license as an adult, for instance. But 16-year-olds, it's like they don't fear. They don't worry about the consequences. And that's what this person is saying. It's like, it was my youth. It was the follies of youth. It's wasted on the young. And I took too passive of an approach. And that is what brought me to this karma, because they are saying it's justified, although they want to share the blame a little bit to you too. But they are saying that it's justified, the position that they're in. And now it just feels like they want clarity, is what they're telling us. They want clarity because there's a conflict with their commitment cycle or with your commitment cycle. And they may not want to disrupt that. They could have a lot of satisfaction with what they've experienced and what they've built, but they'll just never know in this connection. And I feel like that's what really grinds their gears, is what I just heard. It really grinds my gears. And that's coming from Family Guy, and I feel like that's a reference to this Ten of Pentacles. Could be a Family Guy. There's the Nine of Pentacles, and there's the conflict. It's like the same strategy that we applied in the past is being applied today for completely different reasons, but still being applied today, because the ego is still saying, even though this is still on your mind, even though this is still wishful thinking for you, it's not safe for you to take action here. You'd have to take a big leap of faith and perhaps, you know, risk something that you've developed or something in the home. I do feel like this person's like from your hometown, or it's like they reference their hometown when it comes to this situation. And there's the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords. I'm surprised I didn't see the Nine of Wands, because this would reference them holding back. But this is like the rumination. I can't stop thinking. I lose sleep over it. I worry about now the impression I gave you in the past and what you're carrying with you as far as how you think I feel. How do they truly feel, please? And they're talking here too about growth, like you've grown, you've aged, they've aged. So I'm trying to make healthy choices in life and love, self-care, being happier. And this does feel like the type of person that puts effort into themselves. And so this would be a definite situation in their life where they don't feel like they have the control. They don't feel like they have the clarity. This is something they've developed, again, perhaps because of the lessons that were learned here, or at least in part. And we have love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. But they're not showing their true feelings, hiding, pretending, deluding, gaslighting. It's like, again, trying to perhaps tell people from in their life at this moment that this isn't as important to them as it actually is. They have thought about reaching out to you, but they don't know that that would be a healthy choice to make. Because even though they're saying it could be closure I'm looking for, or clarity that I'm looking for, the truth is they know the can of worms that this could open up. How do they truly feel, please? It says here, do not drink the poison. Do not do things you know are bad for you. We have the Eight of Cups. We have the Eight of Swords. And this card is number 8. So that's perhaps why they keep everything suppressed, including their confusion, including why they've retreated or stay sort of in the background of the situation. It says, forget who you are. Conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. And yet this memory is such a defining moment. It's like they feel like this was a benchmark of opportunity. It was such a defining moment in their life. Back of the deck also says, never jam today. Promises that never come, empty words, and not living in the now. It's like I tried to have my cake and eat it too. I tried to be passive, but I didn't get what I wanted. And even in this moment, it's like it's hard for me to stay present in what I've developed for myself here, because I keep returning to that past. They could also be referencing kind of wanting their cake and eating it too now. It's like in the perfect world, maybe I could maintain my position and I could still go back down to the river anytime I wanted that inspiration. I could still go back to this connection and get some clarity, get some closure. But unfortunately, we are not living in a perfect world at this time. Let's get some messages, please. Here, I'm going to use the Cottage Divine Masculine Oracle for you. How are they currently feeling and thinking? I did not follow my heart is the first message coming through. And I'm wondering if too much time has passed. There does feel to be a little bit more longevity in a disconnect here. And this reading is not necessarily about people in no contact. But in this case, I do feel like it could be no contact. I made a huge mistake. Oh my goodness. I knew the first moment I saw you, and I dream about the life that we almost had together. I do fantasize about you. I wish that I had a new beginning with you, but I was afraid of rejection. I just also saw past life connection on the back of the deck. It's coming in the reverse, but past life connection. So somebody from your past, and they've grown into a different person perhaps, but there's a version of them that's still connected to this situation. I wish that I had fought harder for us. It says, you are a goddess. And do you miss us the way that I do? Now let's ask Spirit about what you can expect as far as actions that they may take in the future of this situation, in the future of this connection. What can Pile 2 expect as far as actions being taken? we have here, it's time to release negativity, and luck is on your side. I will say this person is still tempted to take a leap of faith. Although conflict gets in the way, there could be some type of strategy that they do apply to clarity in this situation. And so if you were uncertain about whether or not they had similar feelings, that could be where the luck comes in for you as well. And having faith in your dreams, this came out in pile number 1 as well. We have meditate and contemplate, and adjustments are required. So if we want to seek clarity, Spirit says we're going to have to show the truth to the world. We're going to have to show this person the real version of us. We may feel motivated to take action towards this person if we feel like they're taking too long to create clarity. Although, to be honest, I feel like there could be a very long-standing no contact situation for someone watching. And so in order to move into a favorable position of enlightenment or even just release, we may have to take some sort of adjustment or take some sort of action here. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 2, please. Advice for pile 2 in the bowl. Oopsie daisy. We have Ace of Pentacles coming out reversed outside of the bowl with the Knight of Cups. So they have a lot of stress in association with bringing forward information. I feel like they're worried about what will happen if they do. It's like a very vulnerable action. Even just your reaction, I feel like they're worried about. Here is the Chariot. Here is the Hermit. And there's a part of them that's almost looking for like forgiveness for not taking a leap of faith. They may even be seeking to forgive you in some way too, because although, again, they're taking their half of the blame, they also feel like you're as equally in charge of the outcome here. It's like you equally didn't show your true feelings either. And they're just trying to, it's like they just want to ground themselves to what is. They're trying to move out of the grief stage and into just a sense of security. But this situation tests that. We have the Lightning Bolt, somebody who could be afraid of the Tower. We have X, could be someone who thinks that X marks the spot, or buried treasure. Somebody that we didn't get a chance to explore in a physical realm either. And we may not be able to explore it now because of investments that we're making currently here. It's like upgrades to our life, investments that we're making currently and that we still continue to invest in with the honey cells. We also have here the pentagram. I do think of separation, but also things, practical things that we could lose. The letter C next to the dragonfly, and they're referencing changing directions and hunger for success. Pizza. Straightening our crown as well. So position being an issue. We also have the turtle, the tree of life, and the crescent moon for our highest self. Pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. If it does, please drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me, and hit your notification bell so that I can notify you if you're chosen. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and I do update that shop daily, so keep checking back. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage. I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the Judgment, and this is your reading. How does the person on your mind truly feel about you in this moment? Now, the Judgment is all about self-reflection. It's all about wanting to make changes or hoping perhaps even for a brand new opportunity or a brand new day. So this could be referencing all of the thought that they put into this connection, maybe even thought towards trying to find solutions to their next step or their actions in this connection as well. But I'm going to use the Herb Crafters Tarot for you today, pile 3. Just saw the 5 of Swords before we even got started. So how does this person truly feel about pile number 3, please? The person on pile number 3's mind. We have the Page of Pentacles coming out with the Emperor. We have the Fool. We have the Page of Fire, the Page of Wands. We have the Seven of Cups. We have the King of Swords. Oh my goodness, this person, pile 3, I feel like this person has some really strong intentions towards you. Here's the 8 of Pentacles, here's the 8 of Fire. And, you know, turmeric for the 8 of Pentacles is a really beautiful, it's a great medicinal agent. It's really good for inflammation, for instance. So there's this reference here to like inflammation or like a lot of heat coming up with the 8 of Wands underneath as well. It says ginger. So there's a burn to ginger as well. But there could also be a work reference with the 8 of Pentacles and somebody with this line of cloth where it's like they have intentions. They're going to make something happen, but maybe they first have to build up confidence. They're showing a situation as well where the turmeric is being used as like a dye. And there's a feeling of like trying to dye the cloth a new color, or maybe paint myself in a new light, paint myself with more confidence before I take action towards you. Because I do feel like they have intentions to take action towards you. It's almost like they feel like it's their responsibility to like, and I'm going to use a term like man up because they're really referencing like a lot of masculine energy, but it's all about gender, has nothing, or all about energy rather. It has nothing to do with specific gender, but it's like they feel like they have to sort of man up to make something happen here. And although they aren't specific with the time frame about when they are going to take action here, because they're being very flexible with that, I feel a lot of intention towards coming forward with the opportunity or coming forward with more communication. Because the Page of Wands is in the center of the reading. And then we have the 7 of Cups. So this person's fantasizing about you. They're thinking about taking a leap of faith or a risk towards you. They want to explore this connection. They've never had the chance to before. And even rosemary here with the King of Swords in the future position. Rosemary is an herb that's really associated with growth. So there could be intention towards growth and more in the future. Page of Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles. And I still feel like they have challenges in their confidence to overcome. Here's the Tower supporting the Fool. 9 of Swords. Two of Cups. What they are confused about is about whether or not you are interested in a connection with them. I feel like this person has a huge crush on you, if I'm honest with you. The 6 of Wands. This is also the type of person, too, that could perhaps look from the outside as really unemotional or very difficult to read emotionally. They put on a lot of masks of confidence. But I do feel like this person has a really strong emotional connection or emotional attachment to you. Again, they're not confused about how they feel about you. They're confused about how you feel about them. And I feel like they're very much crushing on you and they have lots of intention. They're hoping to perhaps bring this connection into a full-fledged relationship. So out of the 3 piles today, pile 3, there's like a lot of potential for more even soon in this connection. Back of the deck is the High Priestess and the Ace of Swords. But they think that their feelings are secret. They perhaps feel like you aren't aware of their feelings, or that their masks are really, really good and that you're not aware of how they're feeling, because again, they could be hard to read, or they're making this assumption that they're hard to read. They are a little bit concerned, especially if there's a work connection. They're worried about saying something and then making everything awkward if it doesn't work out in the way that they want it to. That's why I feel like they're procrastinating when it comes to actually taking the action towards you to create the change, because they don't want to make a mistake. They could be looking for clarity from you before they decide to proclaim what they're feeling or what they've been holding inside. Because they've been holding this truth inside of themselves. Here's the 10 of Swords underneath the Ace of Swords. And they're saying that the truth will set them free, but the truth will also perhaps shift things permanently for them, especially within, again, the context of their environment, their work realm as well. So they're just afraid to take that action, to take that leap of faith. And that's why they're being flexible with their attraction to you, but also with the time frame of when they intend to take this action. But they want to be in a relationship. They just don't know if you want to be in a relationship with them. do they currently feel, please, about pile number 3? I will say here too, with the 8 of Wands, the Ginger, the influence that you have in the work realm on them is really intense. And there's like this, it's growing. And they wonder if that intensity will create like an explosive situation or a situation that they can't contain, and that it'll somehow get them into some type of trouble. But I'm hearing that song by Amy Winehouse. It's actually called Amy, Amy, Amy. And there's a line in that song that says, I walk past your desk in heels just to show you how it feels. And I'm hearing that song. I just want everything to be perfect. I am patiently waiting for the right time. And pile 3, I am going after what I want. Page of Wands wants to do that. Their nerves are getting in the way because you could make this person really nervous. And they're overthinking when it comes to the confusion, when it comes to how they feel, because of the intensity of how they feel. Because they wish for this to happen. You do deserve someone better than me, so they feel like you're a little bit out of their league. Again, position in the practical realm could be an issue. Position in the work realm, you distract them in that realm. It says, and that makes this situation feel hopeless. Because they do feel like they have practically something to lose if they do step forward in the way that they intend to. Maybe losing respect, losing kind of the upper hand of the sort of the masks that they wear. You reflect an emerging idea of passion, creativity, and initiation. They also say that you like make people comfortable in the room. Like when you're in a room, you do what you can to make people feel comfortable and confident, and that's something that they really admire about you. You're just a very down-to-earth person. You could be an earth sign. Virgo, Capricorn. You could destroy me. It's like you have the power to hurt me. You have the power to reject me. So I'm just waiting for the right time. I want everything to be perfect. I'm just patiently waiting. I wish that I had made better choices. And then we have, I shouldn't have doubted my intuition. And I want to place that here with this card as well, because I feel like that's in relation to the same message. The Lovers is encouraging us to look at things from above, to see things from every single angle. And then the intuition card comes out, because that's what the intuition is asking them to hold on to, instead of this idea of obstacles getting in the way. It says here, I've been hurt so many times before, so feeling vulnerable about getting hurt again. And I am right where you left me. Lack of clarity, nothing has changed. Still wanting progress. It says here, I didn't want you to rely on me, and I want to look you in the eyes. But I do feel like they think, again, it's like their job. They have to act to make something happen. They just don't feel like the time is now. They could be building up the confidence or the courage to make something happen. How do you feel, please, truly, about pile number 3? Just saw do not drink the poison. Who in the world are you? Getting to know the new you. Number 19. Speaking of the sun, they're calling this person a turkey. And every time I think of the turkey, for me, the symbol of the turkey is someone who's behaving a little bit foolishly with the attraction that they have. And it's in reference to like the potential, it's in reference to clarity and their fear and their hesitation. It's like they're being foolish by not acting today because they could be losing the chance. You know, time doesn't wait for anyone, and time may not wait for this person to act. We have here, lead the way, be the leader, and show others how it's done. You can help others. And you'll notice that Alice is kind of coaxing. She's tickling the dodo bird underneath the chin. The dodo bird is a symbol of death, extinction. but also death in reference to rebirth and opportunity. There's a feeling of her coaxing the death cycle out, coaxing transition out, perhaps encouraging this person to clarify, maybe encouraging them through flirtation cycles. They're also highlighting the quail under here, and they're showing that scene from Bambi where all of the partridge are hiding in the grass and then they don't take off until somebody's right upon them, and then they take flight. So it's like scaring somebody out of the bushes or scaring someone into action here. Back of the deck says, belong to your own dream. I'm sorry, that's not the back of the deck. This is the back of the deck. Keep your temper. Don't allow anger to rule you, especially when it comes to like frustrating delays. If this person keeps you waiting, sometimes if someone keeps us waiting, we react with a very similar emotional response. We react with rejection feelings. We react with negative feelings as well. And so they're talking here about being triggered by a wait here. It says here, create your own life, belong to your own dreams. So if this is a desire that you have in your heart, you may be able to influence more change sooner rather than later, because this person's application right now, the way that they're handling themselves and handling their attraction to you, is putting off the desires that they have in this connection, because they want to perhaps start pursuit, perhaps moving into a relationship, but they're putting it off. They're procrastinating. Let's ask Spirit here, though, about what you can expect in their next steps. Confidence will be the key to their success here. And it says, expect powerful change. But it says it's time to release negativity in order for this all to come into fruition. You'll notice it's the new moon, and then the full moon. The new moon is when we're manifesting, and the full moon is talking about release. So in the midst of what they're trying to manifest in this connection with you, they have to release their fear, or they have to, in the very least, start to capitalize upon their strength and their confidence, because prosperity lies ahead in the new moon. There's so much more that could be coming in the future of this connection. Although Spirit does indicate that this person isn't quite ready to launch an attack, so to speak, or to launch an opportunity, at least not yet. So Spirit says be flexible with your expectations. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. Queen of Wands. Sometimes the Queen of Wands reverse does have a bit of an anger, or she gets like responsive. She gets agitated easily, perhaps, when she feels a lack of confidence. So Spirit is speaking here to the Divine Feminine, perhaps a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. We also have Aquarius in the bowl. Now, again, they're talking about being a part of a foundation and somebody who wants to set a stage for foundation, but they are sort of taking too long to embrace this in-between period here because they're feeling vulnerable. So Spirit says if you know who this person is, obviously because you brought this energy to the table, they're speaking here about you perhaps having to deal with an emotional vulnerability that you feel while you wait. But just know that the fear that you're having is just kind of a mirror of the fear that's stopping this person from pursuit at this moment. So be flexible with your reactions. We have the worker ant. I always think of the Divine Feminine with the worker ant, so you may have to do some of the work here. There could also be a reference to the work realm. We have A, B, and U. We have strength, I think of Leo energy. We have the leaf of change. So it's going to be strength that changes things in this connection, and there's a lot of potential to do so. There are still bones to pick, though, when it comes to secrecy or when it comes to somebody not being 100% honest with their true feelings. Unfinished business with the Divine Masculine. And we have a dime, I think of Libra. Do you think of the 10 of Swords as well? Sometimes the 6 of Swords. So it's like adjustments are required to the Divine Masculine because the bones that are being picked here are the bones of their own confidence. And their feelings of helplessness that they're trying to, that their higher self is trying to replace with confidence. All right, pile 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to, and I do update that shop daily. If you have any suggestions for future content here at the Tarot Cottage, don't be shy. Feel free to drop your comments below. Any of your topic suggestions, I love to hear them. I live to serve, so be sure to do that too. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day.